I'm back, and I'm better than ever. 27th of December 2021. Raw review. Loads of people out with COVID. Backstage people out with COVID. We've got Bruce Pritchard, Finney Mac, loads of other people. John Laurinaitis apparently was left in charge of this shit show. And it's a shit show every week, but I think this week it was probably even worse. Well, I mean, it was alright seeing Uncle Eric, but apart from that, let's dive in. We kick off with 3 clips to do with the Alpha Academy and Rhea at RK Bro. Your thoughts, bro?
Fuck, I mean, it wasn't bad, but to kick off Raw, really. Gable's talking about how he has a fucking G and Master's degree and all this stuff. And Riddle says he has got a higher education, and I get it, like, it was like a
weed joke.
You know, but I mean, it wasn't like fucking, I'm not howling at the TV, like, it was like, it was, when that's like probably the best thing that happened on Raw, you're in trouble. There's a big, Riddle says that Orton can't hit the RKO on Otis because he has no neck, calls Otis dumb. Riddle has a match with Gable, beats Gable, then Orton has a match with Otis, beats him with the RKO, so the whole Orton can't RKO Otis logic's now
Out the window, out the door,
so I mean, any potential feud, you know, where does it go from here? Because Orton's already proved that he can hit the RKO, so they can beat the Alpha Academy. And then Riddle wants a hug. That's Orton's Christmas present, a fucking hug. Orton doesn't look like he's going to give him one. Goes to give him one. Then goes to give him an RKO. Doesn't give him an RKO. And like points at him and go, haha, you thought you were getting RKO. Then that ends it. I mean, it was alright, like, you know, but it's just, I mean, yeah. I'm thinking of some of the iconic things we've seen kick off Raw, and then
there's this.
Yeah, it's not
and
really...
it's probably the worst thing it's ever kicked off Raw.
Oh, come on, no.
Well, it's not far off it, like.
Oh, come on, remember Raw during the initial COVID things? You tell me Seth Rollins didn't come out with offers of pain, and
That was not COVID.
oh, well, whatever period that
COVID.
that was fucking dreadful.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that bad, but for fuck's sake, like, in terms of star power, fucking...
Angel Garza coming out kicking off Raw, and you're like,
Aye.
oh, that's the shit.
Aye, well, let me tell you something, yeah. We had Tamina and R-Truth taking on Dana Brooke and Reggie. Reggie and Dana Brooke win. We move on. Eric Bischoff arrives at the arena. Miz introduces him. It was good seeing Uncle Eric. That's for later on, though.
Eric looks well for his age.
He really does.
Most people in the wrestling business look like shit when they get older, but Eric's actually... I think if Eric dyed the hair black, I mean, he could get away for being in his 50s, I'd say easily.
He's a fuck 40s.
One more run for Eric. Get that fucking wheel. Spin it.
The Raw Roulette wheel.
Right.
Aye.
Even if they did it and Adam Pearce had the wheel, it would look shit.
I know.
I mean, think of all the cool options on Eric's wheel.
Bish-
What's going to be on Adam Pearce's wheel?
Scrap. Daddy. Adam Pearce. Aye, right. Pish, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch promo build up. We're kind of going out of order here, but no one gives a fuck. Damian Priest defeats Dolph Ziggler for the US title. Do we care? No. Thank fuck. The Dirty Dogs, only half of them appeared in this show. That's really about it. Next up, we had... What did we have next up? We had AJ Styles cutting a promo. He was supposed to have a match with Omos, but Vince realised it was that fucking bad. He had to pull it for Raw, which exactly what he did. Out comes that guy for NXT. What's his name?
Before we continue this, I know this is really, really out of place here, right?
Well, it's nothing to do with wrestling. I don't want to fucking hear it.
It is nothing to do with wrestling, but you need to hear it. So, I'm actually premiering on my channel as we speak, Football Manager with me beating Rangers. And at the end of the match, after I win, I give Rangers some pelters. And some Rangers fans just joined the chat. And he's like, alright mate, what's happening? So, let's hope he leaves in the next 5 minutes, or else he might be leaving for good. But anyway, back to Raw. AJ Styles calls it Omos. He isn't there.
That guy
Instead, he gets Grayson Weller, or whatever
Oh,
he's called, from NXT. He wants a match with him, but he doesn't get him. He gets interrupted by Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews says, "Your giant may have left, but my giant's still here." Well, the problem is, Apollo Crews, your giant's fucking shite.
And so
Apollo
are you.
Crews takes on AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins. Was it ever in doubt?
Massive win for AJ
win.
Styles.
I mean, maybe beating Cena, a massive win. Apollo Crews, not quite the same. The big guy checks on Cruz. AJ hits him with a phenomenal forearm. Big guy gets back up, kind of stumbles into AJ. AJ hits him. Looked awkward. AJ leaves. I mean, who knows what's happening at day one? Are we getting AJ versus Omos? I don't know.
Don't know, don't care. We move on. Next up, we had fucking Seth Rollins cutting a promo from it. It looked really weird. Where, I mean, it's supposed to be his house, but it wasn't his house. I don't know what was going on. Seth Rollins has got COVID, guys. We don't know, but he'll be back for day one. But he's in his house. They've scrapped COVID testing because Finny Mac's like, fuck it, I'm no missing it in my main offence, which I agree with him. To be perfectly fucking honest. Who else was in this match? Bobby Lashley, he wasn't on the show. We have Big E as well, doing a backstage thing. Kevin Owens goes out, cuts a pish promo. MVP comes out, basically says that Bobby Lashley's going to kill all three of them. Out come Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander saying that Bobby Lashley worked best when he was with those two, despite the fact he won the title after those two. So, did he? You said he did. You know what you're on about. This kid scream outside, Andrew Williamson on the loose. But Jimmy, get stuck in there.
What are we talking about again here?
The Benjamin and Cedric saying Lashley.
They say Lashley can't take on the entire world. You ever seen fucking Bobby Lashley? I'd give him a good go, like.
I know.
Could certainly beat fucking Fat Boy Owen, Seth, and big fucking enormous steroid munching E. No bother. I mean, Big E punched AJ Lee and she hardly moved. So,
I know.
I mean, if he punched Bobby Lashley, his fucking fist would come back and hit him in the face.
But that's about it for that. Next up, we have Nikki Ash cutting probably the worst thing on the show.
To be fair, you know, this was awful, but it's probably not in our top 10 worst promos of all time. I mean, that kind of become immune to our promos.
The gimmick's fucking awful.
I'm almost a super.
Then what's the
hero.
fucking point of dressing up like one?
I know.
I'm almost a nonce, but I touch kids, but I'm almost one.
It's some lefty bullshit where she's saying, I don't have superpowers, but
you can train.
You
can aspire to be. You can aspire to be what you want.
Be anything.
You don't need to have these powers to be what you want. Fuck up, Nikki Cross, your pish. Scotland's fucking shame. Get in the fucking bin. Just like this show. You know what? I'm scrapping the rest of the review because we've hit the 10 fucking minute barrier.
No, you're not. Get the rest of the review done.
What else happened?
Exactly.
No, Nikki Cross can go hang herself.
No,
right?
piss off. What else happened?
Carmella
came in with fucking more makeup than fucking Debenhams on her face. Turned around and said, she didn't even say she's the most beautiful. If you were the most beautiful woman in WWE, would you really need to wear so much makeup that you can't even fucking recognise who it is?
And would you need to fucking say it every week? Other people would say it for you, and it wouldn't be your
Corey
fucking
Graves
husband.
Corey Graves did say it, like, but he wasn't allowed to say it anymore.
Corey Graves is a fucking lefty bastard, and I'd batter him.
I'd
batter the whole Raw now. I'd batter the whole roster.
Then
Apart from Bobby Lashley.
We had Dolph Ziggler versus.
I've already talked about this.
Did you? Right. Main event, Edge, the wedding between Miz and Maurice, renewing their fouls or whatever.
Their foils, their foils. With a plain fucking countdown.
Can I have a consonant, please? Can I have an S?
Can you have a
H-I-T. This show is shit. So fouls, fuck me. Edge comes out. Oh, did you want a white wedding?
Nice day for a turn off the telly.
Then the black goo comes down because you can't have the red blood. So, you know what? I mean, it is what it is. It was pish.
Like, I get it, right? Oh, he's ruined their wee wedding voice, so that's. But I mean, I never really get this sort of stuff. Do you not?
Nope.
Like, right, alright, right. So I can maybe get why Maurice would be a bit upset, but why is the Miz getting on like a little bitch because he's covered in black goo? It's not like when DX covered like McMahon and Spirit Scott in literal dog shit.
Yeah.
Or like when the Rock Bottom Bulldog on dog shit. I mean,
yeah,
that's disgusting.
It's black.
It's just.
It's like licorice. It's black paint. It's
exactly. It's
Coca-Cola. It's just.
It's
black.
just. You know what, guys? It's just
maybe
pish.
Miz is racist and he doesn't want. He's like, oh, get this black shit
It's
off.
It's fitting they served this to the end because it was fucking shit. and this was the colour shit. And on that note, guys, I'm giving it a 0. It was nice seeing Uncle Eric, but apart from that, the show was fucking pish. What's your final thoughts?
Aye, shite show, as usual. Wasn't expecting anything for Raw. I mean, it's just crap. I mean, SmackDown seems to be the only show you get something decent on. And even then, I use that term loosely. Decent.
On that note, guys, peace!